So recently, the wife and I decided that we wanted to take the kids to the beach for a few days before they started back to school. And upon making that decision, we realized that we weren't going to be able to take the cooler that we normally take with us camping just due to its size and how awkward it would be to carry it out onto the beach. So we decided to do some research and we come across two coolers that we actually liked. The first was this cooler here, and the second was the Columbia PFG Brewha cooler. Now the main differences between the two was that on the Brewha cooler, this compartment right here on the front stuck out about an extra inch, an inch and a half, and the only other difference was that this happened to cost a whole lot less than the Brewha cooler. Now in this video, this is going to be more of an overview than a review because I haven't had it long enough to do an honest review on. So what we'll be doing is just going over some of the general features and likes and dislikes on this cooler. So if that's something you're interested in, stick around and we're going to get started. Alright guys, well being that this is a zipperless cooler, it's obviously kept shut here by this nice little velcro latch. And when you open it up, one of the first things you're going to notice is that there's this removable tray in here. You don't have to have it in there. It's just nice to be able to keep things dry. You know, it's not going to sit down inside the cooler. I use bottles of water, so it's really not that big of a deal. But if you're using ice, it's especially nice just to keep things from sloshing around inside of there when the ice starts to melt. Okay, so the side has these pockets on it, and although I am glad that the pockets are there, I'm not a big fan of this mesh. I'd rather see something like an elastic pouch, but it gets the job done. You know, if you are using this for the beach, though, just keep in mind that anything you put in these pockets is definitely going to get sand in it, so, you know, beware. Moving right along to the pockets on the front, you have two. One is pretty small, good for probably a wallet, cash, a couple of smartphones, and there's a larger compartment right behind it. Now these aren't very deep, but this one is big enough that I was able to put my folding solar panel in there, and that worked out just fine for that. So on this side, it comes equipped with a nice little bottle opener. You can take that off if you like, which I wound up doing because I really don't drink any beer that would necessitate that, but it's still nice that they threw it in. Now you also have the chest cooler straps here, which is just some foam tubing wrapped in nylon, but it's good for what it is, and when you're not using it, you can just tuck it into the pockets. Now the other thing that's nice is when you look at the back saver strap, how it's attached, it's actually at an angle. So when you have this on your shoulder, it kind of sits real smooth and flat against you. It's not jutting out, so it makes it easier to walk with this. So one thing I was really curious about when I got this cooler is whether this blue plastic liner came out, and indeed it does. And when you take it out, there's another waterproof liner in there. Now, something I was a bit disappointed in is I thought that if I was able to remove that blue liner that the cooler would become collapsible, and it doesn't. And it's because of how thick the insulation is on the inside. Not necessarily a bad thing, but if you're wanting to pack this down to save space, that's just not going to happen. Little cinch strap on the top turned out to be a bigger help than I thought it would be. We kept flip-flops, hats, sunglasses, books, tablets, all sorts of stuff underneath here to keep it from getting blown away or getting sand on it while we were at the beach. And you know, like I said, it just turned out to be a lot more useful than we thought it would be. Ultimately, I just made this video to help you decide on whether this is the right cooler for you, and I hope I have done that. And in any case, this is Patrick with Uncle Bill's Camping. Thank you for taking the time to look at my video, and I will see you guys the next time around.